I have a case in Laredo, 2014 CV70026, D43 against Enrique Benavides, Guillermo Puga Salinas, Diana Francisco Salinas, William Wise, Enrique Benavides, Guillermo Salinas, MD, Gene Shell, Leroy Lavada Jones, Janice L. Hines, Edward Maddox and his wife Adriana, Killiam Ranch Properties, David Killiam, Herd Enterprises, and Wasachi Land, and others. I've been in court since 1994 against the defendants. The judges would never give me a discovery stage to ask questions. Judge Lopez does Knotson reclused. Eventually, Judge Paloma reclused through Judge People, the admin regional judge. The only one left is Judge Hale, and I requested discovery through his court, but to no avail, he never gave me no discovery. And there was a civil coordinator named Miss Prue that always notified me by fax, but I never had a written order or documentation stating that she can notify me of any changes or hearings or pleadings during my case. But she always faxed me, so when she faxed me, I never received it, and I never showed in court, so they kangarooed me in court and made me a vexatious litigant, which my brother, they forgot he was a plaintiff, filed libel against all of them to see their proof. And then somebody in Donato Ramos' law firm sent me a bill of accounts, and it showed that all the co-defendants talked to each other and made a case strategy against me. That's conspiracy and collusion. Now, Miss Pruitt knew what she was doing, and now that I'm trying to find her, nobody knows her whereabouts. What a coincidence. To the property, I have my patent, duly recorded. I got some exhibits from Mr. Maddox, and I gave Mr. Maddox 4 pages of an abstract title by Neil, where they had about 900 entries. And when it came to court, through the minutes of the court, he stated there's no gift, no selling of the property, no giving away the property to any defendant. So he has nothing to say that my great-great-grandfather Donicio gave him any property or sold him any property. Here's one, November the 9th, 1937, 23607. Well, Laredo National Bank gave the mother of Guillermo and Enrique and Joema quick claim deeds over the 6,000 acres surrounding Los Ojuelos. Also, in Judge Hill, April 9, 2018, in his final judgment, per se, the second page said Los Ojuelos had 14,500 acres within its outside fence enclosures. So Los Ojuelos is 8,300 acres, and their property, the defendants, is 6,200 acres. So that's a total of 14,000 acres. Now, another documentation of Mr. Maddox is a conveyance of trust, document number 52927 from Melinda to her sisters, giving them a fifth interest to the property that she's conveying to Amalia. But if you look closely, there is no Los Ojuelos added or on the paper. But the executor, Guillermo Puga Salinas, MD, added the ranch to her appraisement and inventory by the help of his judge Joe Benavides in 1984, 12 years later. But under probate section 250, it has to be 90 days. Caught him in the hands in a cookie jar. And then another documentation, document 184, page 542, it states, which the undersigned may own an interest even though not within the fence enclosing the ranch. And document 242842 states the same thing within its outside fence enclosure of the ranch, 6,000 acres. George Buck, Wedgwood, Enrique, Risachi Cattle Company, Joema, Leyendecker Farias. Here's another documentation. So in 1977, they partitioned the ranch. From 1977 to 1984, Ms. Joema Leyendecker Farias married Farias at the International Bank of Commerce and got Enrique, Diana, everything, all those nephews and nieces, about $5 million total. So she asked the nieces and the nephews, she wanted more property for the money, she got them. So in 84, or 88, they partitioned the ranch again and gave her extra 500 acres. All the documentation of the loans are duly recorded in court. Then Adrian Benavides Maddox, the granddaughter of the co-defendant Enrique Benavides, made a declaration stating that she would take care of the property, 1,300 acres, for her grandpa Enrique Benavides, and making no money. So I subpoenaed her records. In Judge Hale's court, but he denied my subpoena, and Adriana filed a motion for protection against it. Why? She's hiding something. Then her husband, Edward Maddox, filed papers to the Open Records Division at the Attorney General. But I was asking for documentation. How did their property devalued in half the taxes to where they don't have to pay all the taxes but only half? So he wrote to the Attorney General Open Record Division, this right here, this one, stating that my case, that after many amendments, including an amended petition joined by plaintiff, said lawsuit was ultimately dismissed, presumably on the cusp of an adverse deposition on the marriage, 1997. But come to the truth, it was dismissed for lack of prosecution without prejudice. Another lie. And then when I went to the Fourth Court of Appeals, case number 0419000406 CB, a mandate order was made by Chief Justice Sandy B. Marion of the Fourth Court of Appeals to Judge Hale of the 406 on August 14, 2019. The cause upon appeal revised and reversed your judgment between Richard Contreras, Enrique Benavides et al., Leroy and Lavetta Jones et al., which he neglected to hear in his case because the civil coordinator, Cruz Maldonado, stated to me he's not going to hear it in his court, period. And it's a dismissed for want of prosecution. Now the attorneys are using the wrong trespass to try title. Then my second petition was filed November the 29th. But they were using trespass to try title that I filed against Eslavan Operating Company on January the 30th, the following year. And they all did the same thing. That's telling me they were conspiring and colluding as one against me. And then Judge Hale, all of a sudden, to help his friends, he wanted to order an emergency motion to vacate pretrial guide form order. You can't do that. I've never seen it done in district court in San Antonio, Laredo, Houston, Dallas, Corpus Christi. So it makes you think. I will have more documentation as time goes by. I sued him for libel. My brother did in January. And then when I got that bill of accounts from Donato Ramos' law firm, I filed for a collusion conspiracy by all the attorneys. We'll return, make a new video. God bless and take care.